Welcome back. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins here. Again, we're live taking your calls from around the world. Exciting show tonight. The man that summoned UFOs. We brought him into the internet world. Everybody was fascinated by the powers that he claims he has. Talking with the angels, Mr. Robert Bingham's here. We're going to hopefully get some other men that have learned this technique from Mr. Robert Bingham. Jim Martin will be here. We just shared his incredible video that was shot over there at the Park Plaza Hotel. We're watching it right now. An incredible UFO releases two orbs over the skies as multiple eyewitnesses on the ground captured this on their video camera. What is going on over Los Angeles? Does Robert Bingham and his followers have the power to summon UFOs? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Ask the big questions of the men that do this. Also, we have a special photo that we're going to share right now, exclusive Third Phase of Moon. Everybody stand by for this. What is it? Brent's looking at it right now. We've shared this photograph with other people. They say, go ahead, post this on Third Phase of Moon. Is this a genuine photo of an alien? The person that submitted this photo wants to remain anonymous. Unfortunately, the only thing he wanted in exchange for this is a Hawaiian T-shirt right here from Hawaii. So we are going to send out the Hawaiian T-shirt from Hawaii. We're sharing these three photos of this green alien, what we call it right here at Third Phase of Moon. Is it some kind of cryptoid? What is it? We're not exactly sure. Leave your comments below. It's an exclusive, first time ever seen around the world photograph of a possible alien being. Wow, incredible. We just got started now. Let's get to the callers that are calling in. First of all, let's bring in Mr. Robert Bingham himself, all the way from Los Angeles. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Blake. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be on your show. I just want to explain all the questions that the viewers, the listeners have. I'm ready to explain that.
Absolutely. Well, let's get started with this first video that we're looking at right now. Is this video that was shot by Jim Martin and I think apparently a few other people down there on the ground over there, I think June 22nd, 2014. Am I correct? What do you think is going on in this video? It looks like a orb releasing two spheres. What's going on?
Well, I've been taking photos and videos for over 15 years, and I knew this 15 years ago. I have footage that I haven't released or photos I haven't released that are 15 years old. I have photos that show that these big orbs somewhat carry lots of little orbs. And the little orbs, they tend to fly. They can cloak themselves, and you won't see them, and so can the big ones.
You know what I like about this video is it's in HD, and the production that Jim Martin does in regards to documenting these cases over there in Los Angeles is quite expertise in its way, very entertaining to watch, and he explains it step by step of what we're viewing. We're watching this video right now. I wanted to bring in Jim Martin, if he's there with us. Jim Martin, welcome to the show, Third Phase of Moon. Great video.
Blake, thanks for having me tonight. Really appreciate it. Hey, Robert, how are you, gentlemen?
Hi, Jim.
Doing good, Jim.
There?
Doing good. I just have to say that, again, great job on your captures, your hard work over the past couple of years working there in Los Angeles. After learning this summoning technique from Robert Bingham, tell me, what were your thoughts right when you captured this video? It was quite exciting on the ground.
Thank you very much. It was quite exciting. There was a lot of us filming, and actually this orb was captured by three different cameras. Hans Boyson captured it. Grant Ibrahim did as well. The excitement was very heavy, though. I was following this orb through the sky, and I noticed there was a second smaller one behind it, and we just kept tracking it. And before you knew it, those two smaller spheres shot out of it, and we were very, very excited about it. And that's basically it.
You know, who summoned these UFOs when in this particular video? Was it a group effort, or was it just Robert Bingham summoning?
This was Robert. This was Robert Bingham's UFO summoning event, and Robert Bingham summons all of these UFOs at his event. So we were at the opportunity of his performance there. And I do think the group coming together certainly brings an element as well. But yeah, this was definitely Bingham's event.
Hey, if anybody has a question for Mr. Robert Bingham, Jim Martin, they're live, Third Phase Moon. The number to call in is 347-934-0378. Let's go to our first caller if they have a question. Area code 704. Welcome, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Go ahead, tell us your name and a question for either Jim or Robert Bingham. Go ahead.
Hey, Blake Cousins. This is Fabian Starr. I'd like to say Hey, man, how are you doing?
Doing good, excited. You know, these videos that Jim Martin's been capturing over there lately in Los Angeles, I just wanted to say I was quite impressed with it. And
I'm looking at them right now. I can't believe how clear it is, and it's interesting to see how many people actually with professional gear are out there taking these shots. But what my question is for Mr. Bingham is, Mr. Bingham, do you believe that in the Middle Ages this was an occurrence as well?
Yeah, I believe that back even in the biblical days, that the prophets were seeing these. I watched a preacher on television, and he was talking about how some prophets for, I think, the king of Israel would go out there and summon these orbs that came in different colors, and they would piece together some type of message. And that's how they did things back there. And I was unaware of it until I heard him say that. I don't want to say his name, but that's similar to what I do. I do communicate with them, and they do come with colors to tell me yes or no or certain things. And they do it telepathically also with colors. And that's how so, yes, they were. This has been something that was lost, I think, throughout the time, and now is becoming, it's coming back.
Why are you, Mr. Bingham, why do you feel like it's happening to you? Like, you seem to have a lot of these occurrences, and, you say in order to believe, in order for it to manifest, you have to believe. Is it because your ability to believe it is maybe more powerful than hope? Is it easy to do?
No, I think, I was called to do this as anybody else. I was chosen. And but everybody has this ability, and they just didn't know it. And we have much more different abilities. The only thing is we haven't been taught, and we never practiced it. So God made things simple. We do pray, and that's really a form of telepathic communication. And so basically, people just have to have faith, and if they want to talk and have a relationship with the angels and God, they just have to believe and keep it simple and not make it so difficult.
There have been recent videos out that show UFOs spraying out substances out of the back of them. I wonder, is this in any kind of way related to that? Because they're shooting out orbs, but there's been night videos of things being sprayed out at night. Actually, Third Phase of the Moon had that video.
Well, it's recent. The video that we just released a couple days ago in Third Phase over Kentucky, I think, is what you're referring to, correct?
Yeah.
This is an incredible. I think his name was Jeff that captured this, but yeah, these chemtrails. It's an incredible shot. We're going to show this right here, right as we're speaking about it. It seems like chemtrails and UFOs are kind of, go together like peanut butter and jelly. Who knows what it is? What's the involvement? But it is a spectacular sighting that we just posted. What was your thoughts on that, Star Fabian?
Look, I'm not here to bring the mood down, but I read in a book about the Dark Ages where there was the Black Death, and there was an implication that there were these hooded robes, and that's where death comes from, the myth of death, were holding up sickles, and they were spraying out fumes. And I've always kind of felt, if there were ever correlations to that. But, that's just my own little thing.
Robert Bingham, what do you think of, the chemtrails? Maybe these are the signs of times
I have seen this myself, but I never seen them spraying any chemicals. But I've seen the films. All I have to say is that they're probably doing to counter the chemtrails that are being sprayed on us by certain elements within our government or some other government. I couldn't tell you that, but I know they're here to protect us, and there's a lot of things happening. So, I don't know what to tell you except that there's a lot of forces out there that don't want this knowledge out. They don't want people to know about this.
Speaking of this knowledge, Jim, what compelled you to go out and, interact with Mr. Robert Bingham on the ground? Have you had a UFO experience before? What was your inspiration to, get there on the ground and get your equipment together? You've amassed a massive amount of incredible HD telephoto lens, state-of-the-art technology. Go ahead, Jim. Explain how it all got started for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that opportunity. I had initially seen Robert on Third Phase of Moon holding his very first few public UFO events, summoning events, and I was just so floored by the idea that someone could do that. So I did a lot of research on Robert and attended his first event in July 2013, actually. And like everyone else, I saw a bunch of spheres in the sky and walked away from that event with a very different perspective. And then from there, I contacted Robert directly. He was very generous with me, and we did a number of lessons together, and he taught me his skills of summoning and shared some of his perspectives with me over his extensive 15-year period. And as I worked with him more and more, and the crew of others, Jonathan Castro and Grant and Fausto Perez, Hans, I started seeing more and more of these kinds of encounters and anomalies, and that motivated me to continue to improve my recording equipment and setup to just try and produce better images. And it's a constant effort. I'm still working on it now, and we hope to start shooting in 4K soon and continue to present just the best evidence we can. That is my story with Robert.
And quite interesting on how it all got started. It was just kind of Mark Guzman made a call to Third Phase of Moon via Skype back in the day before we even knew of a Mr. Robert Bingham, and he said that there's this man next door that has over 10,000 photos, and I'm just blown away. He's shown me so much, and I can't believe what I'm seeing now. And his wife was very concerned for her husband, and we told Mark, whatever you got to do is you got to go tell that person, your next door neighbor, Robert, to come on Third Phase of Moon. And then Robert came forward, and the rest was kind of history at that point. But what do you got to say about Mr. Guzman, Robert Bingham? Was that just fate when it happened?
Well, a lot of people asked me when I was going to go public, even my family, some members of the family. And I told them I am going to go public when God tells me to. I was really, you might say that I was scared going public of all the ridicule and getting the attention that I was going to bring upon myself, that I could do this. Here I want to say that I could bring down UFOs. That's kind of crazy. But when I did your Third Phase of Moon, and you got 150,000 hits, I told Mark, I said, that's my calling. I got to go public. And so then I went public, and as I taught Mark how to do certain things, I warned him of certain things that might happen around him, and I think that kind of scared him off from being so much involved with me. I don't want to go into that aspect, but
let's get to some of the callers right now that are standing by here. They've been holding on for quite a while. Let's go to area code 626. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Tell us where you're calling from, your name, and your question. Go ahead.
My name's Pee Wee. I'm a listener.
All right, Pee Wee, stand by. No problem. Let's go to Thank You 292. You're live, Third Phase of Moon.
How you doing, Blake?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Welcome
I've
to the
been
show,
loving
man.
your Jordan Maxwell interview. That was amazing. I have a really unique story to tell about Jordan Maxwell.
I don't want to talk about him. Like, I want to talk about what I know.
We're just,
what I
we're
know
taking...
is that I
Go
know
ahead.
what mankind is right now at the tip, and it has to change, and it's changing. It's going to transition, and oil is going to go out. Nuclear energy is going to go out. Nuclear bombs are going to be history, and the terrestrials are going to come down, and they're going to set up the government down here, and it's going to be the total world's going to be under Jesus Christ, which is and he's a terrestrial. And you heard it from me. I'm going to say that this month, October, is going to be really a lot of things are happening. As you know, in Hong Kong, they had a protest where a big UFO showed up over there. But a lot of things are going to happen this fall, and I was told this by them. So I've been saying it on the radio and saying it all over for a while now, for a long time, since last summer, that watch out for the fall because it's going to be a lot of things happening. One of the most, you might say, exciting things that happened is I had you might say, a garage-sized orb over my head, about maybe 50 feet over my car, and it had like 7 orbs under it, and it was next to a high power line, and they were telepathically telling me to get on my car and they'll take me for a ride. I always said that I would go for a ride if they asked me, but it's different when it happens to you because at that moment I did get a little frightened and I was really hungry. I was coming from work. So that's about the most exciting thing that happened. I just didn't have a camera to record it, but true story. It had a window on the craft, and I could see the light coming out. I thought somebody would stick their head out and say, "Hey, buddy," or "Hey, Robert," but nothing like that happened. So they were observing me from inside the craft. But I have hundreds of stories, thousands perhaps. So
well, let's let Jim Martin.
I will have that in my book.
We look forward to the book, Robert. When you get that out, you let us know. Robert, let's get Jim's. Did you always have you missed some of the best UFOs that you've seen during your summoning, Jim Martin?
That's a good question. For sure. I think anyone who is spotting or looking for UFOs a lot has definitely got a couple good stories about missing epic sightings. So yeah, I've missed a lot of good ones. Just the other day, I missed a pretty good one because I thought it was a plane. But probably one of my most exciting UFO experiences was coincidentally right after my first event at Robert Bingham's summoning event on July 13th, 2013. I had come home from his event, and I was somewhat frustrated because I didn't have good recording equipment at the time, and I couldn't capture very much at that event. And right when I came home, I happened to see a really big orb right over the palm tree at my apartment, and it was so close I could film it with my very cheap General Electric camera. And so then from there, the sightings really continued. But for me, meeting Robert alone triggered a lot of sightings, and I think that that's what people will find when they, just by going to his events or by meeting him, there is some kind of connection or change that happens. Even my younger brother, George, in New York, he talked to Robert over the phone from New York a couple times, went out and practiced in New York, upstate New York, and now he has all these sightings at night. So it's a very interesting phenomenon how this comes together. But that was my first real UFO encounter of excitement.
Wow, that's incredible. Is your brother actually capturing and posting his videos to YouTube as well?
He hasn't done YouTube yet, but he's got a lot of great still images, and I'm gonna email them to you. And what's really interesting about George is that they're all night sightings. Many of us who work with Robert, we capture them during the day, which I thought was really phenomenal. But George has started it at night, and it's been pretty interesting to see his development.
You know, that's what sets you guys apart from most sightings. Is a lot of them happen during the night, and pretty much you get no reference. There's no background. It's just a black screen with some couple speckly white flashes, and it's hard to I'm sure if you're on the ground and you see this, you're quite amazed by it. But to get perspective at night, it's hard to get at certain times. And you guys are capturing this in broad daylight, and that's what gets people excited too. With these public events, the crowd starts to develop its own kinetic energy, I believe, and it's quite positive. People want to find out, ask questions. That's a healthy thing in life, and I think that's this Robert Bingham, the summoning, that whole idea of it is a movement in its way. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I totally agree. It is a movement, a peaceful one, and one of I think of the exploration, and it changes your perspective when you witness these occurrences. And Robert changed that for me, and will continue to change that for many others. The simplicity is what I really want to express, though. Is his technique is very, very simple, and that's what I think is leading to so much success.
Let's get to some callers right here into Third Phase Moon. They've been holding for quite a while. It's another area code 323. You're live, Third Phase of Moon Radio, live. Speaking with the UFO summoners, Mr. Robert Bingham and Jim Martin. Go ahead, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question. Go ahead. Sounds like somebody's playing the piano in the background. Area code 323, you're live. Let's bring back area code 626. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question now. My question is, when you're summoning, you said Jesus Christ will come down. So to you,
no, I never said that. I said Jesus Christ is going to come, and he's going to. Everybody's praying for Jesus Christ to come. When you pray the Lord's Prayer, you're asking God to set up this kingdom here on earth, and that's basically what's going to happen. People are going to get what they've been praying for, and that's what's going to happen.
So my question is, so to you, it's like a spiritual thing, right?
Well, of course, it's a spiritual thing. What it is the truth. It's all I can say is that the message is I'm opening the eyes, and I want people to know that it's not like they've been told, and that the angels are here to help us, and that we have these abilities that we can explore and learn that's been hidden from us. I've been told by certain elements within the government that this was on a need-to-know basis, and the public didn't need to know this. So now, who's telling the truth? Do you believe the government, or elements within the government? Or do you believe somebody that doesn't have nothing to gain and is just trying to spread the truth of what's really out there? And I've been doing it without making any money, really doing it with sharing it and using my own money.
All right. No, I thank you for that. That is truthful. And if I'm correct, you said that experience you had, that the UFO, the orb, was over a power line? It
was next to a power line.
Well, I had a similar experience. So that's why I asked if you're a spiritual thing. So because I'm a spiritual person too, really into my faith.
Okay, are you Christian? Are you Muslim?
Yeah.
Are you what? You're what?
I think everything that revolves around life is spiritual one way or the other, and I think the human spirit getting together as a group of strangers with a common belief that we're not alone, or asking the question to ask what will happen after we die. Everybody wants to know that. So I think that's that commonality that's going on over there in Los Angeles at these events. Let's bring in another caller that's been holding on for a long time. Let's go to area code 952. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Your question for Mr. Robert Bingham or Jim Martin or both. Go ahead.
Hi, Robert Bingham. My name is Elizabeth. And I'd just like to ask you on the color of orbs.
Okay. If you go onto my UFO Robert Bingham channel on YouTube, there's a summoning technique video. If you practice the technique, you also can ask them things and things. Hello?
I have pictures of colored orbs.
Yeah, and if they come in red, it means really actually stop what you're doing. Or no, it means no to whatever you want to know. Green means yes, and silver is a heavenly yes, and gold. But they come in black. Then in orange, I'll tell you what orange means. It means stop and be cautious. So,
okay. Matter of fact, I got a picture of tonight that I sent to Blake of an orange orb that with a bunch of white and blue orbs.
Okay. I don't know what's going on in your life, but so the white and blue ones are good, but there must be some particular thing that's happening that you must watch out and be cautious.
Okay.
So they do come in colors, and rarely do I get black, but once in a while I get a black one. And
but
so,
I get them every night.
You get them every day?
Every night, and during the day sometimes.
Oh, so you get them every night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how you tell the color at night, but
they come through in the camera.
Pardon me?
They come through the lens in the pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, but I never do it at night, so I couldn't tell you.
Speaking of the night, Robert, we do have a lot of requests. Are we ever going to do a nighttime summoning event? And we'd sure like to announce that, and make it a.
Well, I'm not announcing it now, but I will be doing a downtown rooftop event pretty soon, and I'll be doing it probably toward the end of November. So I'm working on that now.
What about you, Jim Martin? Have you? I think you've captured some UFO summoning of your. You've captured UFOs during night while you've summoned them, Jim. Is that correct?
That is correct. Although the majority of my sightings 80% are during the day, but I went through a lot of. I went through a lot of research to find the best way to capture them at night, and so I bought a Generation 3 night scope. From Ben Henson at Night Vision Optics, and a mutual friend of Robert and I, William Rolling, kind of taught me the ropes on shooting night vision, and so that has helped me a lot document night sightings. But again, I mostly have daytime sightings.
I'd definitely like to see your brother's photos over there on the East Coast as well, and I look forward to sharing those to Third Phase Moon, and hopefully he has his video camera rolling like yourself.
For sure. I'll make sure to get those images to you. Thank you.
Hey, well, this has been, getting the questions answered from the public. I think it doesn't get much better than this. Third Phase of Moon Radio is a place to share your stories and ask your questions as well and submit footage. We just submitted incredible footage right here. Jim Martin, thank you. Incredible captures over there in Los Angeles. Any last words? Go ahead, Jim.
I just want to thank Third Phase Moon for the opportunity tonight to present this footage and to also acknowledge Robert Bingham's work of UFO summoning. I hope to continue to be on your show and capture great footage. And I just want to encourage everyone to go out there, find the How to Summon UFO video on Robert's channel and practice, and you'll be amazed. Thanks again.
Thank you, Jim. And everybody, take a look at the infamous Fan Club YouTube channel. Incredible stuff, Jim Martin. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Robert Bingham, you can check out his incredible UFOs that he keeps updated on his YouTube channel at UFO Robert Bingham. Robert Bingham, any last words for everybody at Third Phase Moon? And tell us, what do you expect in the future, and when's your next event, or when do you have it coming in the near future? Go ahead, Robert.
Well, I'm working on doing a rooftop event, a paid event, and it's going to be in the daytime, but it's going to slip also into the nighttime. I'm going to have it's going to be a really nice event. So we're working on that. I like to let the people know that check out my YouTube, UFO Robert Bingham on YouTube. I'm going to be coming out with 2 great videos, really great videos of a craft, of different crafts. And also subscribe, please. You'll be notified of all my other things I'm going to do. And also I'm going to be working on my book. And everybody's been pushing me to do the book, and I'm really busy, but I'm going to knuckle down and do the book, and it's going to be really a great book.
Thank
you,
Robert.
You, Blake, for having me on your show, and
people are saying here in the flash chat, Robert, they're saying it right here, a little chat that came in. You have to get them landing on the White House. One of these days, well, right, Robert?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm careful what I'm doing. I'm trying. What the whole thing is that want the world. I call it the ripple effect, and by me teaching people and other people, is one of the requirements I ask is that they teach others, and they teach them the way I taught them, and not add all these things that make it very difficult. People just naturally think you have to do certain things, and it's complicated. So my method is just very simple. What I'm trying to say is that once people are in tune mostly around the world, and I got a lot of people in different countries that are doing great things, then sure, we all together can ask for disclosure and have them come down and show the world that they are here.
Wow.
Hello?
Everybody heard it right there. Mr. Robert Bingham, the man that summons UFOs over there in Los Angeles, the city of the angels. Everybody, when he announces that he's going to be doing his next event, everybody get there. Bring your cameras. Be a skeptic. Be a believer. Something's going on. The videos show for themselves that there is anomalies happening in the skies. What they are, I can't tell you, but in my opinion, they are UFOs, third phase of moon. That's what it's all about. We want to share people's videos, and if anybody out there has captured anything incredible in regards to the UFO phenomenon, submit it to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. Everybody, take a look at this alien video. What is it? Leave your comments below. This photograph is going to make the rounds. Third Phase of Moon exclusive. My name is Blake Cousins. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. We're not alone. We'll see you again next time.